Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. And it is indeed a brand new day, and it's still wet and rainy outside. Oh boy. When I went out walkies after therapy, so it was closer to 10:30 than my normal time. When I went out, I used my travel umbrella. It was just a light misting to a light sprinkle, but it's been something out there. Now here's something that's weird, and part of it I kind of understand, and part of it I'm not sure what happened. I only, just before starting to record, found this. I could not find it all morning. It was where it was supposed to be. But stochastic blindness, I literally could not see it. I had gone digging through the area where it was, and it would have been glaringly obvious, and I could not see it. And the reason I say I could not see it is because when I went to the container I put it in, when I looked inside, there it was. So, stochastic blindness, I kept blipping over this all morning. So our brains are weird. But here's the thing that is disturbing. I have a screen over the front of the output part of my air conditioning unit, and I've started putting screen on the outside of the unit so it stops sucking gnats in and then blasting them through here. But until I can finish, the screen on the front there is held in place just on the output area with tape, and it's the screen. The last one I did, I already took off because it was filled with dead gnats. So this one's got gnats in it already, and so yay. But last night I turned my AC unit on at night, otherwise I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be too hot and I would be having constant leg cramps. So I have my AC unit on. The tape on the screen had been on there for at least a day and a half, maybe 2 days. When I got up this morning, the screen was at least halfway pulled off and leaning way out. And some tape was pulled loose too. Okay, I can understand, since I'm just using masking tape, that maybe the pressure would have pulled the screen off of the tape. But that's not strong enough to pull tape loose. And there was tape pulled loose. It had been torn down. I do not have, to the best of my knowledge, a carbon monoxide leak in this place. And I've never had anything weird like this happen before. But of course, the thing is, there's no one else that could have done it. And there's no like monsters or fairies or anything like that that would have come in here and done it while I was sleeping. Except when I went to bed, when I turned the AC unit on, the screen was in place. And when I'm in bed, it's work to get in there and in place, because I got a pillow behind my back. I've got the sheet running across my bed but leaving my feet open, so I tuck into the side the bottom part of the sheet to keep that tight so that the sheets don't cluster around my legs so that they don't get overly warm. So it takes work to tuck those in, and I have a sleep apnea mask. The way I get tucked in, it takes a lot of work to get out. That's not something I'm going to forget. So when did I do that? Because as stated, when I went to bed, it was all in place. And when I got up, it was torn loose. And I had never gotten up. But I had to have done it. So isn't that special? Yeah, so I was thinking immediately it's like carbon monoxide. But I have a window that I keep at least partially open all the time. And around my AC unit, air gets in. So there, and the door does not have a wonderful seal, and so air gets in around that. So, and all I have in here is electrical appliances like lights and computers and stuff, so I have no ideas where carbon monoxide would be. Plus, I don't get headaches. I don't feel any more sick than normal. So it's a mystery, and I'm disturbed by it. I'm hoping it's not just me losing my mind or anything. Past that, though, life has just been mostly boring. But with, I had therapy today, and I was going to lead in with, what with the change in weather, where it's gray and cold and windy and wet, it is more difficult to get outside, and when I am outside, there's no sun. And this was my late wife's favorite time of the year. And as I made sure to, because I was counting off to my therapist why, I mean, I'm feeling awful mentally right now, and it's hard to get out because of just everything going on up here with my depression and anxieties. But I'm listing off the reasons why I think they're especially bad right now. Again, leading up to with my increasing age. Because, and I keep pointing this one out too, back in the 1980s, when I was early 20s, because I turned 20 in like 1982, they were talking about how there was an epidemic of depression among the older people, among the elderly, among the geriatrics, the age that I'm getting to. And during that time, mental care services have only fallen apart and deteriorated almost entirely in the United States. So I cannot imagine the problem has gotten better for other people. But yeah, when you get older, your body doesn't do the stuff that it used to do. And in some cases, you need to take medicine so that you don't just stop living. And your hair is falling out, and you got wrinkles, and you get tired more, shorter of breath. Everything hurts. Yeah, it gets depressing. So these are three big things that just go pounding into my head at this time of year especially, since the first two are this time of year dependent. So life is fun, but I talked with my therapist about this, that, and the other, and that's good. And I'm going to be talking with him, next week, and that'll be good. I have told him that I consider all the work he's done and the work he's considering, still doing now, is the scaffolding, that I am using to rebuild myself with. After my decades of alcoholism, after watching my wife die in front of my eyes, after never having a chance to find out who I was after being an active alcoholic, to 10 years of grief and mourning, I've had to rebuild my psyche from the absolute wreckage that it's been. And while I'm feeling pretty confident about how I've rebuilt myself, the whole thing would still fall apart if the scaffolding was removed right now. It's a bit early. The building is not ready to stand on its own. So, yay. But still, because of all this, I have spent more time watching videos, playing video games, digging through my solo RPG and solo board game stuff. As I had mentioned, that one of the people that has done a role-playing game book, he has said you don't have to actually sit down and play a game to play the game, which ties into the enjoyment that I get from just having them and looking at them. Sometimes just looking down, because I have them in buckets under a table here, and seeing that I own them. The fact that I've got them there that I can see sometimes is enjoyment enough. But they say, the person that wrote this book, you're interacting, you are playing his game if you only just look at the front cover. If you're interacting with the book, sometimes not even in a physical fashion, if you're just out walking and you're engaging in thought about the book and its contents, you're playing the game. Maybe not in the traditional fashion, but you are playing the game. So yeah, even though I've never actually rolled any physical dice to play the game Cur Nathalis, even though I've never sat down and rolled any of the dice to, well, I can't even remember, well, most of the supplements and such for 4 Against Darkness, the fact that I own them, I am engaging with them when I even think about them. And there are plenty of more, of course, that I do more than just think about. I'm still doing Heroes of Kalinor, just haven't gotten any better at it since the last time. It's a very deadly game. So I am engaging with them in the traditional fashion, as well as engaging with them by, especially with the board game stuff, just taking down the boxes and opening them up and then looking at them. I can't remember which one it was. I had just recently gotten it down, and I had the board on my... It came with an actual board. So it's probably the Space Marine thing, where I had it set up, as in just set on there. And then I had the instructions and the box off, just there. I didn't do anything more with it. I didn't plan on doing anything more with it, but just having it out, I was engaging with it and I was playing it. So thumbs up. But because of all this happening, I have not gone out and done a ton. I mean, even staying in, I haven't really done a ton. I mean, yesterday I did not go out walkies for a second time, and engaged with my computer largely by watching videos. So, yay. But this is not going to last forever, of course. My mood always goes up and down, and so I'm going to feel better up here than I have. I'm going to feel better up here than I am, like in English, right now. It just takes time. Being aware of the fact that, yeah, I have cyclical depression, and right now I'm just in a trough, which is exacerbated by the weather and the season and all of that I spoke of. So thumbs up for that. I'm not trying to be depressing. Good golly, Miss Molly, I'm now starting to debate whether or not I'm going to actually post this. So if you're watching this, I decided to do it. But I started up the channel because my wife had died. Now, I had actually started the channel like 2 years before I actually started what I'm doing now, when my youngest was always watching, I think it was Jacksepticeye doing Let's Plays. And so I was curious, and I did a 12-episode Let's Play of Arena. And that satisfied my curiosity, and I never went back and did anything. And then my wife died. And I needed to do something to get me out of my head, or I was going to do not very good things to myself. And it worked. I got out of my head when I needed to, and I'm still here. But talking out the stuff that's in my head, whether it's really wonderful stuff or depressing stuff, is why I've got the channel. It's just, if you're here and watching and listening, It's not me going, oh, it's the end of the world. No, it's me going, yeah, I'm in a trough right now. It's going to maybe be a while, but I know I'm coming out of it. Because I always do. Thumbs up for that. Cyclical depression. It used to be every 2 weeks. 2 weeks depressed and then 2 weeks normal. And then 2 weeks depressed and 2 weeks normal. On medications throughout the decades, it has gotten more erratic, more random. Sometimes I'm depressed for shorter or longer periods. Sometimes I'm normal for shorter or longer. Sometimes it's like this, where it's every other day. It's really hard to say. But I am on a antidepressant for ADHD symptoms. But the fact that they're for ADHD symptoms doesn't change the fact that it's also an antidepressant. So that does help there too. Thumbs up for that. And hey, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be truly awesome. But of course, make sure to only share with people that you think would enjoy watching an old man yammer on incoherently about thoroughly inane subjects. That would be awesome. Thumbs up and thank you. And of course, if you're a Patreon patron, thank you so very much. Your help is greatly, greatly appreciated to no end. Well, I mean, there's probably an end to it. It's nearly infinite. Probably an end because we don't have anything truly infinite in this universe. So, within context of this universe, as close to infinite as is possible. Thumbs up and thank you. You are beautiful and awesome. And of course, if you left me a comment, you too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. Definitely. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up or heart each one that YouTube will allow. Did I say that correctly? It sounded like about will allow. And I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, which is not as many as I would like. But I do my best and I try. So thumbs up, thank you. Again, you two are beautiful and awesome. Well, son of a gun, I am going to edit, render, upload. I think I had to call somebody. I can't remember. I'm going to have to think about that. But I'm going to try and do what I have to do. Hopefully you can do what you need to do. And if you don't, please don't beat yourself up. It doesn't help you do it better next time. And you deserve better. Thumbs up for that. So, until we meet again. Oh, I don't know. Do I have anything here that I can... If you could write melatonin into the comments to let me and the YouTube algorithm know that people actually watch these videos, that would be very cool and awesome in its own way. Thank you so very, very much for engaging in this blatant engagement farming. Until we meet again. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Holy smokes. Yeah, I can't remember who. Am I supposed to call someone? Being human, being carbon-based, being older.